offer you are not going to be able to receive. I came out of here a couple of reasons. One, publicly do what I did in private. That's thank Bobby Lashley for saving my butt last week on Impact. The manner in which he saved my butt was by kicking some serious main event mafia butt all over the Impact Zone. Yeah. Mafia members flying all over the place. I came out here to ask a favor of you, Kurt. Ask a favor if you wouldn't mind just looking right into that camera right there, Kurt. Looking real hard. And I think if you try, you can practically see the TNA board members sitting at their table, looking into a 60-inch plasma television set. There's Kevin Kay. Brian Diamond, look, I think there's Fish with the Yankee cap, and even Dixie. Hi, Dixie. You see, Kurt, they're all sitting around waiting for the ratings to arrive, because after all, isn't that what you said the main event mafia could deliver? Ratings. So here's our offer. How about a little tag team contest? Me and Bobby Lashley taking on you and Big Sexy. And here's what's on the line. It's a tag team match, but the singles championships are both on the line, meaning if one of us defeats you, Kurt, that person, me or Bobby, walks away as the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Kev, if one of us beats you, Bobby Lashley, or even me, I could walk away as the new TNA Legends Champion.
This seems one-sided to me.
And if we don't win, then look what you get. You get those monster ratings that you've been promising everybody. So let me ask you this, Kurt, Kev, what's it gonna be? You're gonna put your money where your mouth is, or you're gonna continue to work the people in Nashville and take money off their tables, take food out of their children's mouths? What's it gonna be, Kurt? What's it gonna be?
Tell them.
You want to show me up? You want to show me up? It's on, Bobby! Not only are they going to get the ratings they want, but they're going to get your ass and Foley's ass on a silver platter!
Kurt Angle is so upset at Bobby Lashley's rejection, and he's so worried about not providing those big ratings as he promised, that he has agreed to put up the World and the Legends title tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this historic 200th episode of Impact. It's Mike Tenay, it's Don West at ringside, and Don, that's quite an accomplishment for TNA.
I mean, think about it, Mike, you and I, what a journey that we've all done, 200 shows here on Spike TV, and think of all the different twists and turns that we've seen in that journey, but nothing more exciting than what we got right now with the Main Event Mafia.
And here is the lineup for tonight on Impact.
It'll be the British Invasion versus Team 3D in a tables match for the IWGP Tag Titles.
In knockout tag team action, Awesome Kong, Tara, and ODB versus the Beautiful People.
Speaking of Tara, we'll show you a special sit-down that I had with her earlier today.
Matt Morgan versus AJ Styles in the first of their best-of-3 series, with the winner joining Sting and the TNA World Champion, whoever that may be, in the main event in Hard Justice.
And it's the match that was just made. Bobby Lashley and Mick Foley take on Kurt Angle and Kevin Nash with the World title and Legends title on the line.
And ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because up next, it's Hernandez one-on-one against Samoa Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, representing the Latin American
his return, helping his LAX partner Homicide last week here on Impact. But now he's got to go one-on-one against Samoa Joe. It's next on Impact. And we open the 200th edition of Impact with what to me is a very intriguing matchup as Supermex returns Big Hernandez to go one-on-one against the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. And, of course, everywhere that Samoa Joe goes, he is accompanied by the man behind the Nation of Violence. I'm talking about Taz in his corner at ringside.
Mike, you called it intriguing. I mean, it's a dream matchup. Let's be honest. Who amongst us wasn't thinking that? As you see the power of Hernandez there when we saw these two guys go face-to-face last week.
I think for me, the intrigue comes into play because of Hernandez's resume here in TNA. So much time where he's been focused as a tag team wrestler, as a part of the Latin American exchange with Homicide. Now it's his chance to prove that he can do it without a tag team partner, face to face and head up against Samoa Joe. And right there, power move on display, high elevation, holding the near 300-pounder into the air with the suplex. Crashes down to the mat, right on in for the pin, and 2 only.
Whoa, that's a power display right there by Hernandez. Probably the strongest man in TNA. I mean, that's no secret, but let's be honest. Samoa Joe has a whole different switch. He's got a whole different gear. That gear right there, it's called 6. And when he puts it in, it's unbelievable how unstoppable he is. Taz has found a way to tap into that with Samoa Joe and turn him into this unleashed fury like nothing we've ever seen from Joe before.
And as Joe puts the boots to Hernandez, we remind you about this loaded 200th edition of Impact, where in our main event, both the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, Don, and the TNA Legends title are going to be on the line. Joe drops the knee right on top for the cover, and Hernandez able to roll the shoulder.
Well, Mick Foley and Bobby Lashley played the emotion card there, and I think Kurt Angle jumped the gun. I mean, what if they got to lose? Mick Foley and Bobby Lashley don't have anything to begin with. They were able to talk Kurt Angle into putting those titles on the line, but be careful what you wish for, because one thing we know about the Main Event Mafia and the Godfather Kurt Angle, they always have a plan, Mike Tenay. They've always got a backup plan.
Supermex trying to get it rolling against Joe, but as soon as he does, unleashes a couple of shots. Joe is there with the suplex, and you notice that he looks to ringside to Taz. The eye contact made. Joe with the salute to the man in his corner. And we talked about it last week. I got to bring it up once again. Samoa Joe and Taz, their backgrounds, I mean, there's just so much in their careers that have been parallel, from the human suplex machine to the Samoan submission machine and so much more.
Oh, it's a match made in heaven. It's proving to be such, that's for sure. One thing about this is you see Joe put Hernandez over. Hernandez, you can just feel that he's looking for Homicide. He's just not used to being out there alone. That's something that Joe's done so often.
Whoa! How about that slingshot move using the ropes right into the shoulder block? Follows up with the clothesline, and the second that Joe gets up, he gets nailed once again. Fired off into the corner. Here comes Hernandez. Splashed him.
Well, pure power is all what Hernandez is all about. He's showing that right here. Not enough, though, to get Samoa Joe there. I think this is one of those situations where Joe's a little befuddled. I mean, Hernandez is one of those enigmas. I mean, we've all looked at him and just thought, this is so much untapped potential. But Samoa Joe can look over and see Taz there to get motivation. Hernandez, he can't look over to see Homicide. He's not out of here.
Early celebration for Hernandez comes back to haunt him as Joe's able to reverse it. Remember, Hernandez still the rightful owner of a Feast or Fired world title shot, even though Big Rob Terry of the British Invasion may have possession of that briefcase.
I've always thought the possession was 9/10 of the law. Maybe I'm not up on my jurisprudence here at the moment.
Yeah, you wouldn't know jurisprudence if F. Lee Bailey kicked you in the head, just like Samoa Joe did to Big Supermex. And Joe going to try and follow up, and I think he's going to try and suplex Hernandez back into the ring, and you can see that Hernandez is hanging on, going to try and block it from the top.
I mean, you're looking at close to 600 pounds right there on top of that rope. That's just power against power, and look at this. Hernandez able to push Joe off, and Joe caught his head wrong when he hit the mat.
And then Hernandez maintains his balance. Top rope splash. Here's the pin. Here's 2. What? He got it. He beat him.
Here is your winner, Hernandez.
Huge upset right here. No other way to call it.
We've got to see this again.